Hello student. Today we will discuss protein. In protein we will learn what is protein, chemical composition, classification, sources, functions, RDA and deficiency disorder. Dietary protein performs all three functions of the nutrients. It is required for growth, maintenance and repair of tissue. It regulates key processes in the body, and any excess of protein is used for energy purpose. In nature, plant is the primary source of protein. Plant synthesizes protein from ammonia and nitrate in their cell, and herbivorous animals depend on plant for their protein requirement, and we use both plant and animal to meet our requirement. The word protein has been derived from Greek words proteos, means prime or principal or to take first place. And the term was first suggested by Dutch scientist Mulder in 1838. He defined protein as nitrogen containing substance of the food, and he felt life was impossible without it. It is a complex organic substances found in both animal and plant tissues. It plays many important role in biochemical, biophysical and physiological functions in the body. Protein constitute 20% of the total body weight. Out of that, 50% is present in muscle, 20% in bone and 10% is present in skin. Remaining are present in other parts of the body. Protein, they are, as I stated earlier, they are complex organic compound. Like carbohydrate and fat, they contain carbon, oxygen and hydrogen. In addition to these three elements, protein also contains 16% nitrogen. Some protein may also contain sulfur, phosphorus, iron and cobalt. Protein is made up of small units called amino acid. In other words, amino acids are building blocks which unite to form a protein. Or we may also say protein is the polymer of L-alpha amino acids. Amino acids link together in a specific manners and unique combination to make individual protein. Each species of organism have characteristics protein not shared by other species. Even each organism may have protein different from other organism. In all, there are 21 amino acids. Out of that, 20 are considered standard amino acids, and these amino acids are essential for the human health. Chemical structure of the amino acid is given here. One amino acids contain one acidic carboxylic group and one basic amino group. Both groups are attached to same carbon atom known as alpha carbon. They also contain one side chain denoted by R. R gives each amino acid a unique characteristics. In other words, R decides the type of amino acid. If R contains only hydrogen, then it is glycine amino acid. If it contains methane, then it is alanine, and so on. The formation of protein is similar to the polysaccharide formation, which is synthesized from simple glucose. Here protein is synthesized from amino acid. For the synthesis of protein, amino group of one amino acid react with carboxyl group of another amino acid, and with elimination of one molecule of water, peptide bond is formed. If two amino acids are joined, they are called dipeptide. If three are joined, then these are called tripeptide. If they contain more than 10 amino acids, it is called polypeptide. And polypeptide ultimately form the protein. Now come to the properties of protein. Like amino acid, it acts on both acid and base, so they are amphoteric in nature. Protein has electric charge. It migrates in the electric field. However, the direction will depend on the net charge on the protein molecule. Each protein has a pH at which both positive and negative charge becomes equal and protein do not move in the electric field. This is called isoelectric point. Protein has definite and characteristic solubility in solution of known salt concentration and pH. For example, albumin is soluble in water, globulin are soluble in neutral salt solution, casein, that is milk protein, is soluble in alkaline pH. And difference in the solubility is made used in the separation of protein from a mixture. Protein have large molecular weight and the protein solution are colloids. They do not pass through semi-permeable membrane, and these properties had great physiological function. Based on the chemical composition and solubility, protein has been classified as simple protein, conjugated protein and derived protein. Simple proteins are those proteins which contain only amino acid. Conjugated proteins are those proteins which in addition to amino acid it contains an organic or inorganic moiety called prosthetic group, and prosthetic group may be nucleic acid, carbohydrate or non-protein colored pigment. Derived proteins, they are hydrolyzed product of simple and conjugated protein. The simple protein based on solubility may be classified into globular protein and fibrous or scleroprotein. Globular proteins are soluble and they are found in tissue fluids. Fibrous protein are structured protein. They are less soluble, they are fibrous in nature and they appear in a structure element. Based on the solubility, globular proteins are albumin, which is soluble in pure water and coagulable by heat. Example, egg albumin, serum albumin. Globulins, they are insoluble in pure water but soluble in neutral salt solution. Example, serum globulin. Glutalins, insoluble in all neutral solvents but soluble in very dilute acid and alkali. Example, glutenin of wheat. Prolamins are soluble in 70 to 80% alcohol. Example, gliadin of wheat and gene of maize. Histones are soluble in water and insoluble in very dilute ammonia. Example, globin of hemoglobin. Protamins are soluble in water, not coagulable by heat. Example, fish sperm. Now we will learn fibrous protein. Fibrous protein may be they appear in the structural element, and the important fibrous protein which are found in our body are collagen, elastin and keratin. Conjugated protein, depending on the prosthetic group, they may be classified as shown in this picture. Nucleoprotein, in addition to amino acid, they contain nucleic acid. Glycoprotein, here protein molecules are combined with carbohydrate, example mucin. Phosphoprotein, protein molecule is in combination with the inorganic phosphate, example casein of milk. Chromoprotein, when protein molecule is combined with non-protein colored pigment, then it is called chromoprotein, example are flavoprotein, hemoglobin, cytochromes. Lipoproteins, when the lipid is complexed with lipid, and depending on the density they are grouped into LDL, HDL and very low density lipoprotein. Metalloproteins, when protein is in combination with some metals, example ferritin, protein is complexed with iron. Homosidrin, again protein is complexed with iron. Carbonic anhydrase, it contains zinc. Derived proteins are formed at different stages of protein metabolism. They may be primary protein derivatives and secondary protein derivatives. Primary protein derivatives are primary hydrolyzed product of either simple protein or conjugated protein. They include proteins, metaproteins and coagulated protein. Secondary protein derivatives are formed by further hydrolytic cleavage. It includes proteases, peptones and peptides. Based on the quality of the protein can be classified as complete protein, partially complete protein and incomplete protein. Complete proteins are those proteins which contain all essential amino acids in adequate amount as per our requirement, and they promote good growth in rat and other animals. Example: egg, meat, fish, milk. Partially complete proteins which are partially lacking in one or more essential amino acid, they promote moderate growth. Examples are wheat protein. Incomplete proteins are completely lacking in one or more amino acid, and examples are gelatin, gene. They do not promote growth. Based on the requirement, amino acid can be classified as essential amino acid and non-essential amino acid. Essential amino acids are those amino acids which can't be synthesized in our bodies, so they must be supplied through the diet. Non-essential amino acids are those amino acids which can be synthesized in our body, and they need not to be the dietary component. In all, there are 9 amino acids which are essential in children. It contains isoleucine, lysine, leucine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, valine, and histidine. Out of this, histidine is not essential for adult. For adult, only 8 are essentials. And you may remember this by EMPTTV. In between essential amino acid and non-essential amino acid, there is 2 amino acids. They are considered semi-essential because they are partially synthesized in our body. However, there are certain physiological phases, for example, pregnancy, lactation, infancy, when the requirement is high, but body is not able to synthesize that much amount. That time, these semi-essential amino acid becomes essential. This includes arginine and histidine. There is one very popular mnemonics, "Mat will fly." Through this, you can remember the name of 10 amino. Another way of classifying amino acid on the basis of reaction, they may be classified as monoamino, monocarboxylic acid. Examples are glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, norleucine, serine, and threonine. Monoamino dicarboxylic acid, it is also known as acidic amino acid. Example are aspartic acid, glutamic acid. Diamino monocarboxylic acid, it is also known as basic amino acid. Examples are arginine, lysine. Sulfur containing amino acid, examples are cysteine, cysteine, and methionine. Aromatic and heterocyclic amino acids, which includes phenylalanine, tyrosine, histidine, tryptophan, proline, and hydroxyproline. Now we will learn functions of protein. As you know, it is required for growth, repair, and maintenance of body's cell. A small part of body's need for energy is made from protein. That is 10 to 15% energy need is made from protein. However, if there is deficiency of carbohydrate and lipid, then it becomes a major source of energy. Our body produces several structural proteins like myosin, actin, collagen, elastin, keratin, which maintains the integrity and strength of muscles, bone, skins, hair, nails, etc. Enzymes and hormones are protein in nature. You must be knowing the role of enzymes and hormones in our body. Enzyme catalyzes many chemical reactions in our body. Hormones regulate many processes in our body. For example, blood glucose level is controlled by the insulin and glucagon. Thyroid hormone, that is thyroxine, it is involved in energy metabolism. Our body produces several protein which carries several substances to the tissue. For example, hemoglobin, it carries oxygen. Lipoprotein, it transports lipid. Protein is involved in maintenance of osmotic pressure, which regulates the amount of fluid found inside the cell. Antibodies are made up of protein. You must be knowing the role of antibodies. They play important role in the defense mechanism of the body. Whenever our body is attacked by bacteria, virus or other foreign substances, antibodies are released and they attach with antigen and make them inactive. Therefore, protein participate in immune system of our body. Since they can combine with both acidic or basic substances, they maintain the normal acid-base balance of the body. The quality of protein depends on the type of and the quantity of amino acid. Animal proteins contain all essential amino acid in adequate amount as per our requirement, whereas plant proteins are deficient in one or more essential amino acid. In other words, animal proteins are better in quality than plant protein. For example, cereal and millets are deficient in lysine, while legumes are deficient in methionine. Nuts and wild seeds are deficient in lysine. Green leafy vegetables are deficient in methionine. However, the quality of plant protein can be upgraded by combining two or more sources because when they are combined, they complement each other and make the protein better. By combining cereal with legumes, or combining cereal with the milk and milk products, or combining legumes with nuts and wild seeds, they provide most of the essential amino acid because they complement each other and make the protein better. Meat and liver, fish, egg, nuts and wild seed pulses are good source of protein. Milk can also be considered good source of protein because quality is good, and since it contains large quantity of water, it can be consumed in large amount. Cereals are moderate source of protein. They contain 6 to 12% protein. Among the cereals, rice contains less protein as compared to wheat, but the quality of rice protein is better than the wheat protein. However, cereals are consumed in large quantities in Indian diet, so they contribute considerable amount of protein in Indian meal. Among the pulses, soybean contains highest amount of protein. It contains 40% protein, and quality of soybean protein is also very good. It is close to animal proteins. Fruits, green leafy vegetables, roots and tubers are poor source of protein because they contain less than 2% protein. RDA for protein for different age groups are given here. RDA for adult man has been set as 1 gram per kg body weight. Therefore, 60 gram has been suggested for an adult man weighing 60 kg. And 55 gram has been suggested for an adult woman weighing 55 kg. An extra provision has been made during pregnancy and lactation. Infant requires more protein on the basis of per kg body weight. 1.16 gram per kg per day has been suggested for 0 to 6 months old infants, and 1.69 gram per kg per day has been suggested for 7 to 12 months old infants. 16.7 to 40.4 gram per day has been suggested for children, and 54.3 to 61.5 gram per day has been suggested for adolescent boys, while 51.9 to 55.5 gram has been suggested for adolescent girls. Symptoms of protein deficiency are most often seen in poor people who have limited access to food. Deficiency of protein accompanied by that of energy is one of the most common nutritional problems in India. Protein deficiency in children results in stunted growth and low weight. In pregnancy, it may result in stress, which could give rise to complications like vomiting and swelling of feet. It may adversely affect the growth of fetus and fetal stores. If there is severe deficiency within 2 years of life, then it will affect adversely the mental development, learning abilities and behavior. Protein energy malnutrition is considered as the major public health problem in India. It is widely prevalent among children below the age of 6 years, and these periods are considered crucial period of development, and any deviation in this stage may lead to permanent impairment in adult life. According to WHO, PEM, protein energy malnutrition refers to an imbalance between the supply of protein and energy and the body's demand for them to ensure optimal growth and function. It is due to the food gap between the intake and requirement. Protein energy malnutrition measured in terms of underweight, stunting and wasting. Underweight is low weight for age, stunting is low height for age, wasting is low weight for height. And the prevalence of underweight in children below the age of 5 years is 43% in India. In stunting it is 48%, in wasting it is 20%. Undernutrition makes the children more susceptible to infection, which contributes to childhood morbidity and mortality. There are main two forms of protein energy malnutrition. One is kwashiorkor, another is marasmus. Kwashiorkor is characterized by edema and very low body weight for age. It is observed in children aged 1 to 3 years, precipitated by an infection or more commonly by a series of infections. In marasmus, children show extreme muscle wasting and are reduced to just skin and bones. There are some children who shows characteristic symptoms of both, and those children are said to suffer from marasmic kwashiorkor. The term kwashiorkor was first introduced by Cecily William in 1935. This is a local name used by Ga tribe in West Africa. That means disease of displaced child. That is the sickness a child develops when another baby is born, and typically occurs in children between the age of 2 to 4 years old. Fed diets high in carbohydrate with little or no protein. Symptoms are edema, that is excessive accumulation of fluid in the intercellular spaces of tissue, growth failure, mental changes like apathy and irritability may be present, muscle wasting, moon face, full rounded face, pot belly as depicted in the picture. Skin changes like scaly pigmentation of skin is present. In severe cases, epithelium may be peeled off, leaving behind depigmented patches with oozing fluids, and they are termed crazy pavement dermatosis. Hair changes, hairs becomes thin, sparse and easily pulled off, and color also changes to brown. Anemia due to deficiency of iron and folic acid are invariably present. Vitamin A deficiency symptoms, xerophthalmia and keratomalacia are widely prevalent. Riboflavin deficiency symptoms like angular stomatitis and cheilosis may be present. Loss of appetite and vomiting are common. Diarrhea is present in most cases. Marasmus, it is principally due to consumption of dyes grossly deficient in both protein and calories, whereas kwashiorkor is mainly due to deficiency of protein. Marasmus are most commonly in weaned infant of about 1 year age, in contrast to kwashiorkor, which occurs more often among children of age group of 2 to 4 years, usually precipitated by diarrheal disease or measles. Symptoms are severe growth retardation, loss of subcutaneous fat, severe muscle wasting described as skins and bones, wrinkled skin, bony prominence, failure to thrive, frequent watery diarrhea and acid stools, mostly hungry but sometimes anorexia may be present. Dehydration, temperature is subnormal, muscles are weak, and associated vitamin deficiency may be present. In this table, the features of both kwashiorkor and marasmus is compared. Growth failure is present in both kwashiorkor and marasmus. Wasting is also present in both, but most marked in marasmus as compared to kwashiorkor. Edema is present only in kwashiorkor. Hair changes are more common in kwashiorkor. It is less common in marasmus. Mental changes are very common in kwashiorkor. Dermatosis is common in kwashiorkor, not found in marasmus. Appetite is poor in kwashiorkor, whereas in marasmus it is good. Anemia, severe type of anemia is found in kwashiorkor, whereas less severe type may be present in marasmus. Subcutaneous fat is reduced but present in kwashiorkor. It is absent in marasmus. Face, moon face is present in kwashiorkor, whereas in marasmus it is drawn like monkey. And fatty infiltration of liver is present only in kwashiorkor. Protein energy malnutrition is caused by complex and closely related factors which relate to social and economic condition of the family. It includes poverty, ignorance, superstition, lack of hygiene, and occurrence of infectious disease. These factors, either singly or in combination, are predisposing factor to protein energy malnutrition. Main causes, however, is due to lack of food, mainly due to poverty, aggravated by lack of dietary knowledge, food fats and fallacies, inadequate hygiene, and presence of infection like gastroenteritis, respiratory infections, measles. There are certain factors, particularly in the feeding of children, which contribute to protein energy malnutrition are failure of breastfeeding due to death of mother or chronic disease, late introduction of supplementary feeding, withholding of foods in attempt to cure diarrhea, poor care of children by their siblings when mother is away at work, large family size, poor maternal height, failure of lactation, premature termination of breastfeeding due to short interval between two children, unhygienic feeding habits which predisposes a child to diarrhea. Here are some books which you may refer for this course, and that's all for today. Next class will be on lipid. Thank you.